Hello again, I am Jim Bob. Welcome back to Fendt Farm. And as you can see, it's very late at night. We have a great demand for wool, which has popped up that finishes at midnight. And the price has been steadily getting higher and higher and higher since around 7 o'clock in the evening. So it's almost finished. And we have 3 complete pallets, and that last one has around 95% wool in it. So pretty close to being full. Now it's time to go and cash that in, see just how much money we can make. So I need to drop the weight off. There we go. We're going to leave the forks here as well. And let's head on down and sell what should be quite a nice little nest egg. In terms of prices, we're looking at 7,500 per 1,000 litres. So each of these pallets is worth around 15 grand right now. So here we go, off in our little Massey trailer here. And you can see this is absolutely perfect just for running small numbers of pallets around, especially when we get towards the sale area and it starts to get a little bit tight. It's the perfect size. So, it's Friday, and Fendt Friday returns for a regularly scheduled episode. Unfortunately, Massey Manor will not be returning for the foreseeable future. For those of you who follow my Facebook page, you'll have seen I made the announcement yesterday that due to some ongoing technical issues, I just can't bring the series back, unfortunately. I tried all sorts of different things. I tried to reset the vehicles, I tried to replace the vehicles with brand new ones, I tried uninstalling and reinstalling the mod pack, and I did everything short of a complete wipe of the file and start again, and everything I tried came up with the same reoccurring issue at some point or another. So until that is resolved with a patch, then I just don't think I can take the risk of doing a full restart again and then, a few more episodes in, have exactly the same problem start again. It just becomes too much of a risk, too much of a liability. So because of that, Massey Manor has been indefinitely suspended, and once the Massey pack does get a reboot, does get a patch, which we know Black Sheep will do because they did say that they were working on a patch and an update. Once that happens, then we will look at rebooting the series again, probably on a different map. There are a few in the works at the moment, so we'll see which ones come out and how suitable they are. Golden Days of Farming is one that I've got my eye on at the moment. It's a small map from Something in My Shoe 2, and could be a map of this kind of style, small map, lots of hills, green textures, something very different from the last couple that he's released, and that could be absolutely perfect for the small equipment from the Massey pack. So we shall keep an eye on that one and see what happens. And here we are. Let's start selling our wool and see just how much money we get. And there we go, as the final pallet's ticking over, you can see, that 60,000 is looking pretty spot on. 60,135. How's that for a guess as to how much I was going to make? That's pretty nice. So let's take the trailer back and call it a night for our farmer. Turn in, and then in the morning our crop should be fully fertilised and ready to go as well on a harvest. So we'll be breaking out the heavy equipment and getting some fields worked. Okay, so we're back. It's morning time, and we have a lot of harvesting to do today. So, let's just take a look at our fields. So there we go. Field 13 is in its second stage of harvestability. Field 2 and 3 are both ready, as is Superfield 5. Let's take a look at the crops that we're going to be working on. We have 2 fields of barley, 1 of wheat, and that big field of soybean. So we have plenty of stuff to process today. We're going to be needing just the standard grain header. And I think this time we'll actually start at the top and work our way across. So whereas last time we did harvesting, we started on field 13 and worked our way from right to left. This time we're going to start on field 3 and work from left to right, just to change things up a little bit. So let's pop our beacons on and make our way over to the field. So we need to make sure that our straw swathing is switched on. I think that should do it. Let's find out. Yes, there we go. Alright, so let's go get ourselves our trailers. So in terms of mod news, we've had a lot of mods pop up in the last couple of days. Wednesday, a couple of days ago, we had a whole bevy of mods go live. 8 new mods launched on consoles, including an IT runner truck, which is something that a lot of people have been after for a very long time. And we may well get one of those for this farm. I'm still umming and ahhing about the decision on that one, but we may well bring the Buy-A-Belt's IT runner truck to Fendt Farm. And on top of that, we also have a whole nother load of mods that went into testing yesterday. I'm still waiting for today's thread update to see if anything changes, if anything goes live later today maybe, and or if anything else gets added in. But one thing I did notice is that as well as the Buy-A-Belt's ITR 480 that went live on Wednesday, we now have something in testing called the Buy-A-Belt's ITC, or TTC I think it is. Let me just double check on the name of it. The LTT, sorry, the Buy-A-Belt's LTT 480. So I don't know if this is an attachment for the hook lift truck that we've just had, or if this is a variation of it. We'll have to wait and see, but I don't know if LTT maybe stands for logging trailer. We'll have to wait and see exactly what that is, but I'm curious as to whether or not we're going to be getting a second variation of the IT runner truck, or if we're just getting an attachment for it. But there does definitely appear to be something else from Toxicom on the way for that unit there. We also have some other interesting bits and bobs, including the Art Mechanic CSP 32, which is a ITR trailer for animals. So I think it holds something like six sheep, 6 pigs, and I think a number of cows. I can't remember exactly how many, but it does hold smaller than some of the equipment out there, but it's an IT runner attachment that essentially becomes an animal trailer, which is kind of cool. We have a Haybab Tedder rake on the way, an update for Mustang Valley Ranch. The ITS Lemken Azurit Hybrid is a seeder, and that looks to be quite interesting. I'm not sure if that cultivates as well, or if it can plant all types of seed, but it does look to be quite a nice sort of smallish sized cedar, not too small. It looks to be around 4, 5, maybe 6 meter cedar. Probably somewhere around 4 or 5 meters by the look of it. The Alpego DX600 is something that looks to be almost like a silage weight, I think. We also have the DS is a harrow, which looks really cool. And there are also some updates on the way as well. So we have an update for the CSZ set and an update for Losberg. They're still being worked on. An update, obviously, for Mustang Valley Ranch. And the Red Rock trailers are also in for testing at the moment as well. So plenty of stuff on the way for console users. We'll just have to wait and see exactly what we're going to get. But after a little sort of lull in activity, we've had a sudden flurry of activity. You know, a lot of mods went live on Wednesday, and now, you know, another load of mods already straight into testing. So definitely looking forward to seeing some of these make their way over to console, assuming that they pass testing. I think there's some really nice looking pieces of equipment that I have been able to find images for. Others not so much. We'll have to wait and see exactly what they are. I don't really have much in the way of details on them, but yeah, it's great to see that the modding community is definitely still, you know, actively supporting consoles, and hopefully that will continue for a long time. Okay, so we need to make sure everything is unfolded, so let's start getting everything done. There we go. And we'll park up just here because our combine is going to be ready for another empty right about now. So let's go grab the grain, and then we can start baling up. And there we go, there's our 80% warning. So the timing on that worked out really, really well. We got here just in time to make sure that we don't end up, you know, holding up our combine. Got a decent amount of grains now, so we're getting ready to maybe stop hoarding some grain and start looking at selling for investment into the farm again. We do still have that loan that we need to clear. We used some of the money from our wool sale to reduce that debt down, so it's around 200,000, just over $200,000 of debt, euros of debt now. So not horrendous, but still obviously quite a lot of money. And a really good grain sale right now would certainly help boost that, boost us financially. That's why we're doing the baling. You know, it all adds up. I mean, the bales themselves aren't worth a huge amount, but when you have a lot of them, it very quickly becomes a much more substantial amount of money when you take the whole total into effect and into consideration. Okay, so tip number 3 off this field is about to happen. Making quite a nice little bit of progress here. There we go. We'll have to go and do a full unload after this. You know, tip both these trailers into our silos because the crop on the next field is different. But that's not a major issue. There we go. So 2, maybe 3 more passes to go, and then this field is fully harvested. We've got 25,500 litres so far. It's a pretty good return. Let's see how much we actually end up with. Okay, so we've finished our harvest. It's now time to move through to the next field. That barley will get put into our silos, and now it's time to tackle this wheat field. Our wheat price is actually looking pretty strong right now, so I may just sell the wheat from this field directly. I'll see how much more we have in the silo to maybe top that up as well. Of course, the price could start to drop by the time we've finished harvesting it. Hopefully that won't be the case, but we'll see how things happen. So, let's get the header lined up. Try and be careful not to crush any of our grains. We've hooked the trailer. Yeah, I don't know why. It's always an issue with the Massey, with the Fendt. The Massey doesn't have that problem. It just naturally sits a little bit higher when it lifts up. I don't know if it's an issue with the header weight being heavier for the Fendt than it is for the Massey, but for some reason it always seems to sit that a little bit lower. So it can sometimes be a real issue trying to get that header back off. There we go. Lined up, positioned, and we'll start. There we go. So we need to go and sell this grain. So let's, well, say sell it. We need to go and store this grain. So let's go tip this into our silos. And then come back ready to start collecting that wheat. Of course, it would help if I could actually get out through the gate. There we go. All right, off we go back to the farm. Okay, so while we unload this grain, let's just take a quick look. The mod forum has just been updated. So added to that now, we have the Kukkeling Jockey 600. I'll check on that in a little while, see exactly what that is. The Rabe Fupa. Emerald Valley Logging has been added in. We have a new logging map on the way. The Flotzinger Bale Fork has been added. The Golden Days of Farming. Now, this is the map I was telling you about earlier by something in my shoe too. That has now been added for testing for consoles, so that may get released a little later today for PC. We'll have to wait and see on that one. As soon as I have some workable screenshots of that map, I will obviously post them on my Facebook page for you, so do keep an eye on that. Didn't empty the second trailer, did I? Let's do that now. Everything else appears to be as before. I'm not sure. There may be one or two things that have moved off that list. I don't know whether they've been cleared through testing or whether they failed. Obviously, being in game, I can't just quickly pull up a menu and check. But I will have a look later once I've finished recording. So yeah, some more activity for console mods. Another load of stuff has been added in today. To go with the already pretty large list that we had, and the one that I'm really excited about is the new map from Shoe, the Golden Days of Farming. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes very firmly peeled on that one. Our wheat harvest is coming along quite nicely here, as you can see. Smaller field and slightly different yield crop, so not quite as much as we had on the other one. Still have a little chunk to go, but I think we'll end up with less from this crop than we did with our barley, or maybe slightly more. Who knows? We'll have to see. So we finished harvesting the wheat from our field there. So let's top up that second trailer. We'll take that down and we'll go and sell that straight away. We've got a really nice, decent price for it. So rather than tipping here, we'll go hit the downpipe. And as I say, we'll top up that second trailer. Go. and just double check. It's sale area 1 that we want. Okay. I can see the soybean price is starting to drop. It wasn't fantastic at 15 something, higher than that, so we'll hang on to the soybeans. But this is a really nice price for wheat, 668, so yeah, we'll go and sell this right now. So here we are then at sale area 1, which is ironically around the back. So let's get our grain sold off. I know we're going to take a little hit between loads. That's not too bad. We can live with that. There we go. So it dropped by 10 euros. That's fine. But that's not too bad though. Around 30,000 for that grain. I'm quite happy with that. Beautiful. Nice little extra income for us there. Alright, let's get our combine packed up and head over to our field of soybean. Alright, so looking as though we are in pretty good shape here. So I'm just going to go in just a little bit here like this. There we go. Just enough so I can basically turn around and not drive all over the road as I'm doing it. But we're going to put in that headland simply because of how close it gets to kind of almost like a little mini cliff when you go up and down the field. Alright, so headlands are done. Time to actually start our harvest proper. We're a good chunk of the way through the field already. And I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to catch up with this harvester before it gets to the end. Oh, there it is. This is going to be a bit tricky. I have to try and insinuate myself on the other side of it as it squares up. I'm going to drive into the crop. No, I can't do it. If I had just the one trailer, it wouldn't have been an issue, but with this dual trailer setup, it makes quick reversing a little bit too much of an issue. Just have to hope now that he can get all the way down the end of the field, and then pick him up as soon as he gets to the bottom. Just the one field of harvesting left to go after this one. That'll be our second barley field of the day. Field 13, that's quite a big field. I'm expecting to get quite a big yield off that, and quite a lot of bales as well. And I'm toying with the idea of perhaps getting rid of our Joskin low loader and going for a new bale trailer. You know, I'd quite like to try out the Smyth 32-foot bale trailer, and I think this might be a really good map for it. So I'm certainly contemplating getting rid of our Joskin trailer and replacing it with that. Oh, no, combine didn't make it. Alright, let's move the trailer and try that again. There we go. So I've just checked the mod hub to see if there's anything new. It's just gone 2 o'clock in the afternoon here, and nothing's gone live yet. I was doing a quick look to see as well any differences between the list from yesterday and the list today on the testing forum, and it does look as though one of the items has disappeared. It was, let's see if I can find it. The Alpeggio DX600 is no longer showing on the mod list, so that means it's either past testing and is going to be released at some point later today, which is why I was checking to see if anything had gone live on ModHub, or it's failed testing and will need to be worked on again. We'll have to wait and see exactly which happens. It may well go live a little bit later today. It may well have failed testing, and until the day is over, we won't really know for certain. See, it is Friday, so this is the last this week, and then anything that does go live today or doesn't go live today, that'll be the final action of the week until Monday. So it'd be interesting to see if anything does pop up today or not. So I've decided, we are going to swap out those trailers. So let's take this one over to the store and then sell it off or buy the new trailer. Because I've heard a lot of great things about the Smyth trailer. I've seen it. It looks brilliant. It looks, a beautiful trailer. I haven't actually really used it that much myself. More than like a couple of quick minutes of testing. So I'm looking forward to actually using that in a farm properly. And this seems like a good idea. A good opportunity to actually implement that right now. So we have a lot of bales that are going to need to be moved. The only downside to switching is obviously this being a black sheep modded trailer has a huge, insane number of straps compared to pretty much every other trailer that's out there. So we will lose out some of the sort of flexibility when it comes to strapping things down, simply because there'll be, I'm pretty sure, a lot less straps, but we can live with that. That's not going to be a major issue. So let's say goodbye to the trailer. Park her up in the cell box. There we go. And that's not a bad fee to get back, so we'll sell that. So let's buy the Smyth trailer. So we have a choice of getting with the creels on the sides. They're more really designed for round bales than square bales, so we won't bother with those. It's not much of a difference in cost, but we don't need them, so we'll just buy it as a flatbed trailer. And there it is. The only downside to the store here is the placement of that little porter cabin near the entrance means sometimes the first item you buy can be really tricky to actually connect up to, depending on what it is you buy, how big it is. But look how... oops, I'm not paying attention to where I'm going here. Look how beautiful the trailer is, though. A lot of detail in the mod, as you can see. Although the rear wheels don't appear to be moving. Are they lifted up, or is that... oh, no, there we go. It's just the unevenness of the ground by the look of it. Yeah, there we go. They're all moving now. I'm sure that won't be as much of an issue when it's got weight on it, although that could potentially cause an issue being connected up. Might lift the back of the tractor up a little bit. We'll have to wait and see how that actually impacts it. But love the lighting on it. As you can see, we've got side lights, lots of lights at the rear. Those indicators are pretty funky as well. And obviously the beacon working as well. It's a really nice looking, as I say, I've been wanting to use this for a while, just haven't got round to it. So this seems like a good opportunity to actually do that. We've got all the baling equipment parked up here on the side of field 13, so we'll leave the trailer there as well, and that'll be where we first put it into use. So let's get that parked up just there. There we go. We'll get reconnected with our baling equipment, and then we're all ready to go on this field once we've finished harvesting our soybean crop. Just about finished this field now, just got this last little strip to do. Getting quite a decent amount of soybean off this crop, off this field, which is really nice to see. This combined with the total that we have already means we'll be sitting on a really nice little nest egg when we do come to sell, and hopefully we'll be waiting for a great demand on that, simply because we're going to have so much. There's no way we can sell it all without crashing the market in the process. There we go. That's the end of the harvest on this field. So 39,001 litres. Almost bang on the nose there. Let's take this, go dump it in our silos, then we'll pack up the combine, move it over to field 13 and start attacking that second barley field. So let's see how much we actually have now in stock. 76, just under 77,000 litres. That's a really nice little nest egg, especially if we can get around 1700 euros per 1,000 litres. That means when we come to sell that, we'll be easily looking at around 100,000 plus. Well, we'll be looking at, let's see, around 130,000, if not more. So that's one single crop. That'll pay for our IT runner when we do come to sell. Not long left for our pigs. They're on their final day of feed. Let's just actually have a look at the animal tab. Yeah, they're almost completely out, look. So we'll be selling our pigs probably next episode, and from there we'll reinvest those into more cows. This is such a tight turn. Can I actually squeeze through here? There we go. Alright, so we are almost completely ready to make a start on this field. We just need to bring the combine over now, and then we are good to go. Alright, can I get this header a little bit further over without blocking the entrance or destroying my crop? There we go. So let's detach that, spin around. Ah, damn it. Got this issue again. It's so frustrating when this happens. You see it just catches on those hooks when you try and bring it back. And unfortunately I'm now in a position where I've got very little room to maneuver. There we go. Finally managed to shake it free. I have to kind of drive over the trailer a little bit. Oh, this is all going horribly wrong. Christ. That's not good. Alright, let's just have to reset the trailer. So annoying. I don't know why it keeps doing it with just this combine. The Massey one, as I said, is absolutely fine. Never has these issues. It's always with the Fendt. There we go. Header trailer's reset. And yet we are still We're still balancing on two wheels there. There we go. Alright, fun and games aside, let's get on with the final part of our harvest. Okay, so because of those trees on the far side of the field, we're actually going to put a headland in. Just to make it a little bit easier when it comes to running up and down the field. You see the straw being thrown out there. I do love looking at the sort of the close-up workings of some of these machines from time to time. I'm expecting the AI to sort of slow down and come to a halt just before we get to the edge of the field here. So I'm going to have to quickly jump on and take manual control. Oh no, he's actually going to go the whole way, look. Oh, not quite. There we go. So, but I haven't put that headland in, and now if we start work on this side of the field, we won't have any issues, hopefully, with the AI. We'll check the field when it gets to the other side as well, see if we need to do a headland there, but I think we've got enough room. Maybe a little bit tied up against that fence, but we'll see how that goes. Now, we have plenty of room here, we don't have to worry about putting a headland in. But we do have to make sure we get this combine emptied because it's almost full already. There we go. You can see the darker grain there from our barley. Should get a very big load off this field. I'm expecting us to have to actually do a dump of everything and then come back with a second set of trailers at some point. It's a pretty big field, field 13, so given that this is a high yield crop, I seriously think that, you know, we're going to fill up very, very quickly. Got another tip of barley here. This is going to fill our first trailer very, very quickly. There we go. And now we've got to get the second one done, all before we crash into our baler. To make sure that we don't screw up our unloading routine, I need to wait here and collect that barley again at the end of the field. Just need to make sure I do it without knocking over those bales. And there we go. So that leaves us with one more tip before we need to empty our trailers. I don't think we've even done half the... no, about half. Done about half the field. So a similar kind of load to this is what we should come up with. Around about 70-something thousand litres. And we combine that with with what we already have. We're looking at quite a nice little stockpile of barley here. Oh, there we go. Time to go and dump this in the silos. Not a huge amount left, as you can see now. We've done about 2/3 of the field. You can see the bales are getting stacked up nicely as well. So a lot of work still to do to get everything cleaned away from this particular harvest. I think the bales, we'll probably leave some of those bales out overnight. We'll try and do one field tonight, and then the rest we'll do tomorrow when the sun comes up. But I think to make things easier here, if I do a turn like this, should be able to get through. Yep, there we go. Again, it's just trickier because we have that second trailer. But if it's tricky like this, imagine how tricky it would be if we still had that larger 28,000 litre Joskin. That would have made it very difficult indeed. How much barley do we already have? About 30-something thousand. So I'm expecting around 70 or so we should end up with around 100 to 110,000 overall at the end of the harvest. We're already up to 73,000, that's pretty good. Okay, so it looks like I slightly miscalculated just how much we were going to get. But, we're not going to quite hit the 100,000 litre or 110,000 litre, but we may just get really close to 100,000 litres of barley. This is the final strip that needs to be cut. We may just fill this first trailer. It's going to be pretty close, I think. No, we're not even going to fill the trailer, look. So we have, what, 73,000 litres, I think it was, plus the other 20 here, so 93,000 or so. That's not too bad. That's a good amount of barley to sit on. Like I say, when we get a great demand, although the crop itself isn't worth a huge amount, if we get a great demand, we can sell it all at the same price. And hopefully an inflated price at that. We will be sitting on a nice little nest egg. Alright, that's the baling finished. So, let's drop that off. Let's go get our bale fork and start loading up our trailer. There we go. So before we drop the bucket off, we may as well very quickly just sort of scoop that last little bit of corn up as well. Like so. Tip that in. Now, if I remember rightly, our bucket is around the corner. I just can't remember where I left the weight. I think I might have left one here on the side of the building. Or did I leave it inside the building? Let's have a quick look. Or maybe I left it down there. I think it might be down there. Let's get the bale fork. Oh. Even with the weighted wheels, we're still going to have slight balance issues. So a rear weight will definitely help with that. Yeah, there it is, look. There we go. So, time to load some bales onto our brand new Smyth trailer. Alright, there we go. So, nice double stack here. Get that loaded up. Oop. Let's try that again. Get the angle right this time. That's looking pretty good. How does that look round the other side? I've got a little bit of space. There we go. Beautiful. There we go. So our first two stacks on our Smyth trailer. Now, are we going to have an issue with straps? Not too bad. Not quite as many as we used to with the Joskin, but still a decent number. So I'm going to carry on getting this trailer loaded, and then we'll go and sell this first load of bales. There we go, final stack of bales. Our trailer is fully loaded, so let's strap these last two down. There we go. Voila, there we go. There is our brand new Smyth trailer fully loading. Let's see how stable this thing is. I'm not detecting much of a wobble, which is good. Seven stacks, so that's 28 bales that we have on this trailer right now. Not quite as many as we could get on our Joskin. I think we could probably have got an extra stack. I think we can get 8 stacks on that one. Unless I'm thinking of the 10 metre, not the 8 metre. But this is a really nice trailer. It's quite manoeuvrable actually for something as big as this. I'll take it nice and steady on these corners. The last thing I want to do is tip this thing over, lose everything. And this hill right here is exactly why I decided to go with the Black Beauty. Just to be able to make sure I could actually pull it up the hill in the first place when it's fully loaded. go. Doesn't seem to have it much in the way of balance issues, or at least not that I've found, although having said that, I'm not throwing it around the corners. I am being quite careful and respectful of the weight and the height of this trailer. You can see the bales sliding just a little bit, but those straps obviously keeping them in position. As we make our way through the city streets here, well, I say the city streets, the little village streets. Gets a little bit of a wobble on there from mounting those curbs. And there we go. All in all, a pretty successful little run there. So we get those sold off. And there we go. So, that's the end of the episode. Thanks for watching. We will be back with more Fendt Friday, or more Fendt farm action next Friday. Tomorrow we'll be heading back to Mustang Valley for some more Big Bud Farm. So do be sure to check in and tune in for that one. And then I will see if I can come up with something to fill the gaps on Monday and Thursday that are currently being left by the suspended series of Massey Manor. We'll see what happens on that. So thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I will catch you very soon.